Schlapham.
Japan's most haunted places. From the spirit of a World War II soldier visiting a military base to the tormented screams of a murdered young girl, join us as we take a look at Japan's most haunted places. This site, known only as Triple S Curve, is found on the Japanese island of Okinawa. There is very little information about this haunted area other than it's meant to be a hotbed of psychic energy. One Japanese forum claims that several soldiers lost their lives here. Visitors to the site have reported feelings of intense nausea, dizziness, vomiting, and even hallucinations. One man said he felt a ghostly hand rest on his shoulder when walking through the woods. At the old military base known as Sagami Depot in Kanagawa Prefecture, there is a seldom used field hospital that is said to be rife with paranormal activity. The military police send new recruits to the field hospital just to test them out. Patrols often report windows ajar, doors that have been locked left wide open even though they'd just been checked the night before. There's often disembodied whispers heard in the abandoned rooms. Shadow figures have been sighted roaming the grounds despite the field hospital having not been used in years. These reports have come from both Japanese and American soldiers. Formerly the Neuma Higashi Elementary School in Beihai City, this round schoolhouse is said to be a hotbed for paranormal activity. Built in 1906 as a learning centre, it was used as an elementary school through the 40s, 50s and 60s, becoming abandoned in the early 70s. There are reports of children going missing in the later years of the school. Locals warn people not to visit the abandoned schoolyard as they often hear terrible noises coming from the nearby forest. Now they say anyone who enters the crumbling ruin disappears or returns insane. Camp Anson is a United States Marine Corps base located in Okinawa, Japan. Inside the compound at the infamous Gate 3, many soldiers have reported strange activity. It is said that every weekend a soldier dressed in World War II fatigues approaches the gate. He is covered in blood with a cigarette hanging from his mouth. He asks the on-duty guard for a light, then vanishes from sight. There are reports of this gate being closed altogether just because of this haunting. Some Japanese guards even refuse to be posted there. The well in Himeji Castle in Japan's Hyogo Prefecture is said to be haunted by a young girl who shrieks at nighttime. The legend tells of a young girl named Okiku who served the samurai Aoyama Tasan. On many occasions, Okiku refused to become the samurai's lover. After many advances, Aoyama decided to trick the girl by hiding one of the family's 10 precious Delft plates. The samurai blackmailed the poor girl, saying that he'd be willing to overlook the missing plate if they became lovers. Okiku refused once more. Enraged, the samurai threw Okiku into the well, killing her immediately. It is said that Okiku's spirit became an onryo, a vengeful ghost that haunts the scene of her death. On clear nights, her spirit rises from the well, counts to 9, then lets out a chilling scream before descending back into the dark waters below. The Dori Oda Ruins in Toyama Park in Hachioji, Tokyo were once a place of worship, but now they're known for something more sinister. In 1963, an 83-year-old woman was found brutally murdered on the side of the old temple. She was killed by a robber who looted the temple and left the old lady's body in the forest. Then, just 10 years later, a young student from St. Paul's University was found dead amongst the abandoned ruins. It was reported that the girl was having an affair with the university lecturer Oba Hiroshi. When the affair became publicly known, the professor, who was married with 2 children, felt his only way out was to murder the young girl and hide her body in the rural temple. The body was not discovered for several weeks. Locals told the police that they heard a young girl's voice coming from the forest that said, "I'm here, I'm here." In 1983, the old temple was dismantled. Many visitors claim they feel a sudden sadness come over them when they visit the site. Others say the voice of the young girl can still be heard crying out in the night, begging to be found. Located in the Ikebukuro area of Tokyo, Sunshine 60 is reported to be the world's first haunted skyscraper. Employees and construction workers alike tell stories of disembodied screams, chains rattling, and faces disappearing into the shadows. Built in 1978, this shopping centre and business hub once had the crown of the tallest building in Asia. However, despite its record-setting achievement and cheery name, it had a hard time relinquishing its sinister past. This enormous building was built on the former grounds of the infamous Sagami prison. In its prime, the jail housed up to 2,000 inmates, 7 of which were executed on site. In the public eye, the Sunshine 60 project was deemed cursed. During its construction, many workers inexplicably lost their lives, some dying of faulty equipment, others falling from great heights, even though all safety precautions were in place. The workers often complained of strange noises, whispers or crying, chains rattling along the cement floors. Paranormal activity continued once the Sunshine 60's doors opened to the public, making it one of Japan's most haunted places. Customers have reported seeing faces in change rooms, orbs of light, and ghostly hands touch them as they go about their shopping. Many say they've seen a young girl jump off the roof of the building. Shocked and frightened, customers rush to the windows expecting to see the young girl hit the pavement below, but there's nothing there. Another regular apparition is the old lady that haunts the offices of the building. She's said to be gaunt and haggard with no eyeballs. She crawls about the cubicles of the offices whispering, "Where is it?" but when confronted, just disappears into nothing. Situated in the Shinjuku ward of Tokyo is the site of a mass burial ground for one of Japan's most sinister war crimes. Toyama Park was the former site of Tokyo Army Medical College, which housed the infamous Unit 731. They were a group of doctors tasked with developing chemical and biological weapons during World War II. They would perform sinister experiments on Chinese and Russian prisoners of war. The doctors would infect and dissect the soldiers while they were still alive. In 1989, the experiments were exposed when construction began in Toyama Park. As construction workers cleared the land for a new medical center, they unearthed hundreds of mutilated remains. The bones had clear signs of experimentation. Author Seiichi Muramura, who wrote a book about the atrocious medical experiments, said the acts of 731 are the equivalent to Auschwitz. Many people claim they hear tormented screams throughout the park, especially at night. They feel as though they're being watched and can feel a great sadness in the area. They say the souls of the victims are trapped, looking to be released from their eternal torture. Well, that's a bit terrifying. As always, thanks heaps for watching. If you're enjoying the creepy content, hit that thumbs up button, it really helps us out. If you're new to the channel, then why not subscribe, because we have content just like this coming out each and every week. And this is the Slap Term Shining